RaulEstrada. I'm in my final year of the Engineering Leadership Development Program. I currently work out of Hanover, Maryland. My history begins in El Paso, Texas. Born and raised, went to University of Texas at El Paso with electrical engineering. I had 4 internships / co-ops with Lockheed Martin. I was at Johnson Space Center doing biomedical engineering. I then moved on to aeronautics, doing systems engineering, moved on to Boulder in quality engineering, and I finished my internships in Valley Forge with ISNGS doing research and development. And that was due to mentors guiding me to do as many different types of internships in different disciplines to make sure I had an all-around resume before I applied for a full-time job. I was accepted into ELDP as soon as I took on the full-time job, and I was lost. I think coming out of a hardware background, and even though I had those 4 internships, I still wasn't sure what I wanted to do every day for the rest of my life, and I really didn't know what to do. For 2 years, I think my productivity wasn't at its best, just because I really needed that motivation. I really needed to know that I was on the right path for myself and my future goals. And the best advice I had was to sit down and really write down what I wanted to do, regardless of what my qualifications were, regardless if I felt that it wasn't related to engineering or not. And not until then did I do that, did I realize that I was interested in talking to people. I thought I was really good at being able to talk to users and connecting them and really transferring their requirements to the technical engineers. And that led me to usability engineering. And I see that my drive is, I'm very proud to support the military, but oftentimes, from what I've learned with this large corporation, is sometimes I feel that the user's voice gets lost through all the communication. And my drive is really to get to the users and make sure what we produce and what ends up on the battlefields or in those operation rooms meets the user's needs, not the general requirements that are posted on a piece of paper that are handed to contractors. I actually struggled to really adjust to the environment, especially being from Texas. The Northeast is a different kind of beast. People are much more reserved, I felt. Yeah, I think my outgoing personality often is misinterpreted as a loudmouth in some respects when you're in different scenarios. And I think for people who go from west to east, they realize how different it is. And what I realized is, instead of focusing on how different those people were, I had to adjust the way I perceived them. Not that they were different, but they were providing a new type of experience. And in order to benefit, I would have to accept their personalities and try to adjust in that respect how I acted, so I could work with them. My biggest suggestion is, the first time a manager sat me down and asked me, Raul, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I said, I just wanted to be happy. And I think a lot of people would answer that question similarly. A lot of people aren't going to really open up and give you a specific job title or job tasks. But the fact is, these managers can help you when they don't know what happiness means to you. I think the biggest suggestion is for you to really take some time and really write it down. I think a lot of people try to keep these things in their head, but to take out a piece of paper, get a pen or a permanent marker, and write down what makes you happy, and take that piece of paper and take that to your manager. And only then will they understand how to help you connect the dots. They'll have the experience to say, this is what you're interested in, maybe this is the department you should be looking at. But just to rely on, I just want to be happy, you're really handcuffing your mentors.